FYI reminder, Second Congressional District Committee meeting is Saturday, March 18th.
And the first.
Doors open at 9:15. The meeting begins at 10. It's in the Rialto at Morrilton. Registration is $10 per person. You do need to RSVP to Ryan James by March 11th.
Question?
And the first district meeting is also the same day.
We RSVP. There's no response.
There's no response.
Yes, that's been the common theme there, that there's no response. And so if you CC me, I will meet you there and I will have a copy of, yes, you did, absolutely.
Although I may want to try to talk with Mr. Mike Waddell, who's
Yes. Moving on. Historically, we would have elected officials give an update. What I want to do is alternate this. I want to open it up to where there's a Q&A with the elected officials. So if there's an elected official in here that you have a specific question and they're willing to answer that question, I would entertain any questions that you would have to that individual elected official. If you do, if you got a question, raise your hand, stand up, and identify who the elected official is you would like to ask a question to. Yes, ma'am.
Matt Brumley.
Well, he said that he is going to meet with
Matt Brumley? Yes, ma'am. And just state your name and then.
Hi, Renee Almond.
Yes, Ms. Almond.
I want to ask you to, with the power that you have as a county judge, I want to ask you to schedule a time for a presentation on the quorum court agenda for Colonel Reynolds to come and present to the quorum court this paper ballot that we are talking about and secure, and all of the documentation and everything that he has in his presentation to show you why we in Saline County are so set on having paper ballots. So I would ask you, the county judge, to do that, to put it on the agenda.
Did you say to show me?
To show the quorum
She
court.
said something.
To show
Did
the
you say
quorum
to
court.
show me?
No, to show you and the quorum court.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have met with Mr. Reynolds.
Right, I know you have.
And I met with him for an hour and 15 minutes
Right.
in my office, and I invited him to my office
Okay.
to meet with him. Any quorum court member, and I believe some have met with him also. I've also met with a number of people that quite frankly just feel totally different. Two individuals have asked to make presentations contrary to what Colonel Reynolds has said.
Well, that's only.
Bring them both. Bring them both.
Y'all just let me know when I'm up. You ready for me to finish? All right. I want to hear from the people. My office is right over there. Everybody has a representative in their area. I want them to hear. And I have heard. I don't believe that I've heard from everybody. There's a question asked right here about would locally we be able to come up with a committee of people that would be able to tabulate and hand count the votes. I think the great news is that committee's actually been named, and it's been named in this building.
This guy is the Pulaski County, the Saline County Judge.
Wholeheartedly, I'm gonna be so disappointed if we're not able to do that. As far as your question, as far as Conrad Reynolds, Mr. Reynolds, Colonel Reynolds was above board with his respect, answering my questions, vice versa, and showing me everything that he laid out. And I know that because I said, is that everything that you have? And he said, yes, it is. And I respect that he did that. I would respect that everybody else. But what I will say is that, no, I'm not ready to commit to you that I'm going to, here's the request I got. Will I give Colonel Conrad Reynolds 1 hour to do a presentation at a quorum court meeting? That was followed by a 45-minute request, a 15-minute request, and a 20-minute request. And there's public comment, which we exercised last quorum court meeting, in which people came up. Here's what I would say. I would very much start with him coming for public comment.
It's 3
And then-
minutes, that's hard to get
And
any
then,
information.
boy, I can tell you things I'm passionate about in 3 minutes, and you'll know exactly where I
The
stand.
other
I'm not
counties
saying that he can give
did
what he
allow
gave me.
presentations.
Okay, let's let him finish.
I'm not saying that he can give me the information that he gave me in 3 minutes. It'd be very impressive if he were able to. I think he can hit some high notes that would be able to spark discussion in that time, and he may leave there feeling like, man, I didn't get it. I didn't get what I wanted, but it's a start. Show
Well,
up,
I
give
feel like
some.
maybe last quorum court meeting, you were given that by the people that were there, that spoke.
Yeah. How many people spoke regarding this issue at the last meeting?
I don't remember.
14.
14 people.
You know, something else to think about. We're not talking about past elections. They're done, they're over with. What about the future? That's where we're looking.
So
We're looking
14
for the
people have
future.
already talked about
And-
this.
100%. I
As
agree with you.
computer
He
and
wants to
AI
have-
and all of these things get better and better and better,
Colonel Reynolds.
computers are gonna get less and less
Real.
able to be trusted.
So, to what you just said, I have asked that legislation be considered. Listen, I'm the custodian of all county assets, yet I can't call to do a retroactive audit of whoever's involved, man, bring everybody. Let's count them up. I can't do that.
Oh, I know.
I don't think that that's right.
Right.
And there's checks and balances. I think you could have a rogue county judge that says, I'm counting absolutely everything 3 and 4 times. But you got a quorum court to be able to hold them in check. But I can't do it. I've asked for legislation to be considered that we move towards that way, but I agree with
Mr.
you.
Liddell, if you want to, you can share
I will
this with
stand-
anyone. I'll also
I
have
believe
highlights that I'll
that
send to
those
you.
that have been given the authority should start with the LNA and not stop until certification. I will do anything in my power to help facilitate that in any way, but quite frankly, it's not needed. I mean, I'm not needed. I made that clear in the law. I'm not needed. But future,
Clear,
it
but it is
deserves evidence, it deserves truth, it deserves integrity. If there's something wrong, we got to do something about it. But by golly, we got to see the pudding. We got to
But
see it.
you look at other states. I mean, they